Something really magical happens when we begin our awakening process as it relates to our issues around substance and alcohol use. And that's what we're talking about in this video. I'm Iris Siriani. I am a self-love coach and a spiritual mentor, and I'm also an aftercare coach helping people transition from a treatment program back into their life and helping them make the changes that they need to make. When we begin our awakening, what is happening is that we begin to shed the illusion of darkness that has colored our perception of ourselves and our life in a negative way. From a physical perspective, what happens is that we may continue to consume a lot of alcohol and substances, but we have now an awareness that our body is beginning to reject the alcohol and the substances. It seems that everything hurts just a little bit more than it used to, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and we seem to experience even more struggles in our life. But we also battle that inner calling that we don't want to do this anymore. We do have that sense of, I don't want to do this anymore. And it's a cycle that many go through. I want to stop. I don't know how to stop. I've stopped for a day. I've stopped for a week. And then I drank again. I believe this is part of the awakening process that is guiding you in a new direction. We also begin to have a shift in awareness of how our consumption is affecting people that really love and care about us. And it's not as though we were ever clueless about how this was affecting other people, but we get a sense that it's impacting them. Like we have a heightened sense that this is actually really impacting other people other than just ourselves. And all of this is going on without a real understanding of what is happening, but we do know that there's more chaos than usual in our life. So that's the physical perspective. Now let's talk about what's happening from the spiritual perspective, because that's the really exciting part. So what's happening spiritually is your consciousness, which is the spiritual essence that you are, is beginning to wake up and is pushing all of your trauma and the false beliefs you have of yourself to the surface so that it can be healed. Your spiritual essence is pure love, it's pure light, it's pure energy that comes from God's source. It's always been there, it's just been clouded with a darkness that has led you to believe that you were something other than this pure divine source of love. And without a need to fight, force, or bully its way through, your light is beginning to shine a light on the darkness that lives within you. This darkness is the illusions created by your upbringing and your ancestral trauma, because from generation to generation to generation, things are passed down, and so also comes the trauma our ancestors have experienced. So it also includes your life experiences, including any trauma you may have experienced, any relationships that you've had, societal programming, and the demands of life's expectations that are truly overwhelming. So all of that illusion, all of that darkness, all of that and negativity, that is being pushed up to the surface by the essence, by your consciousness, by that light that has always lived within you. That is all being pushed up to the surface so that it can be healed. As your consciousness begins to expand and you begin healing, you will naturally lose your desire for alcohol or to use substances, and you may even stop using all substances altogether. And it almost feels like it's some type of divine intervention, which really it is, but it's actually you intervening on your own behalf because your consciousness is starting to wake up. You're starting to wake up now. When people are going through this awakening process, many of them experience what I call a tower moment, a big tower moment. And these tower moments is when everything comes crashing down around you. Relationships and careers are lost. Friends leave our lives. We lose our money. We lose our possession. We lose absolutely everything. Everything that we know about who we are and the life we created is basically reduced down to nothing. And it can really feel like a huge injustice is being done to you, but actually it's a blessing in disguise because you are being broken down bit by bit so that you can be recreated in the true essence that you are. And part of that process is also the addictions that kept you believing it's the only way to cope with life. And so many of us have found different ways of coping with our lives, but we are not here to just cope with our lives. We're here to actually thrive in our life, to have these life experiences, to learn and to grow. It's not without its difficulties and its challenges, because if everything were perfect all of the time, it would actually be quite boring. But we are not here to try and cope our way through life. So the awakening process, basically what it does, it starts the process of having everything crumble down around you so that you can be rebuilt. So from this spiritual perspective, when you heal, you begin to feel the connection to all things. You may experience a heightened connection to nature, to animals, and to even to other people. And that is because we all came from the one source, the God source, and we are all connected in one way, shape, or form. But again, we feel that disconnect because of all of the illusions that we have built our life around. We are here to love. We are here to be loved. And as we do so, we feel a pull then to want to help others experience the same thing. I see it quite often as people rise in their consciousness and begin their healing, and they let go of their addiction issues, and they start to transform from the inside out, and they start to have a greater sense of self and more love for themselves. They change from the inside out, and they connect into that heart space, and they also feel that pull to also want to connect to the heart space of everything, because everything is all part of God's creation. But again, we don't feel that until we start our awakening process. Wherever you are on your journey, if you are experiencing a lot of heightened chaos, if you are starting to feel the stress of everything starting to fall apart in your life, I really encourage you not to fight this process, because this process is a vital part of the process. In order to be recreated in an image that is reflective of who we truly are, we need to be able to let go of all of the things that we aren't. We have to be able to let go of all of the things that don't support who we are becoming, that are a true reflection of who we are. It's a big concept. We let go of a lot of addictions. We let go of a lot of limiting and false beliefs that we have about ourselves, that we're not good enough, that we're not worthy, that we're not loved, that we are not deserving of healthy relationships and meaningful work. The list goes on and on and on. So if you're in this process, I encourage you to trust this process. Surrender the fear that you have around losing everything, because I guarantee you through this process, you will gain so much more than everything in terms of materialistic possessions that you believe that you're losing. You will have new people come into your life. You will realign yourself with meaningful work. And that is the journey. This is a journey. We can't rush the journey. We can't rush our healing. It is what it is. So we have to take it day by day. You are on a journey. Your soul, the essence of who you are is beginning to awaken, and it's a very magical time in your life. So I hope you found this video valuable. If you feel so inspired to do so, leave a comment below. Let me know where you are in your journey. And if you like my content, please like this video, consider subscribing to my channel. And until I see you on the next video, take good care.